Lawyer Michel Drapeau is a former Canadian Forces colonel who specializes in military law, and he has represented former and current military members who have faced sexual misconduct in the forces. He's with me now. Michel Drapeau, thanks for your time today. It's good to see you again.
Welcome.
What are your thoughts as you watch the latest developments in the fight over political accountability on the allegations of sexual misconduct against the former Chief of the Defence Staff? Who knew what and who told who? As that plays out, what are you thinking as you watch this?
There is confusion in it, and I think we should be looking over and above just the players at play at the moment, because ultimately it's the security of Canada that is at play. I mean, we trusted somebody with the rank and position of acting as the Chief of Defence Staff, having control over the military establishment, representing Canada in NATO, in NORAD, in all type of international fora, and also to define and to prepare against any threat to Canada. A very significant, unique type of position, and in command of about 100,000 regulars and reserve forces. I mean, I cannot think of a more important, more significant, more crucial position to the defense and security of the country. So how we select this individual and how do we react when something, in fact, touches upon its integrity, its capacity to continue serving in this unique position. And if there are lessons to be learned, and we need to go to the bottom of it to make sure that measures are put into place, that we don't commit the same error again. And what I see at the moment is a sort of a laissez-faire. We don't know what happened when allegations of misconduct, serious as they are, were brought to the attention of members of this particular government, the minister, PCO, eventually PMO, and eventually the Prime Minister. And it seems that nothing has been done, and nobody is accountable for, obviously, a major act of omission. I mean, there was a lack of any action, corrective action, preventative action taken. And surely we need to know, as a nation, as an advanced democracy, as somebody, in fact, who is concerned with the rule of law and concerned with the reputation of our armed forces.
Are you?
And that troubles me.
Are you satisfied the PMO and the PCO and the Minister of Defence, based on where we are in the hunt for testimony and answers here, that they did everything they could have and should have to investigate the allegation back then and since then? An allegation that came with a few details and a complainant who at the time didn't want to be identified because she was worried about her career.
They haven't. I mean, they failed in their individual and collective duty. To begin with, the Minister of National Defence, I think he had a positive duty, if not to investigate. I think he had, and he had the power to do so, at the very least to ensure that the Prime Minister, his boss, was made aware of it, either through one of his staff or through the intervention of either PCO or PMO official, but ultimately, on a tete-a-tete or a phone call to the Prime Minister, I need to make you aware of, and then decide together as to what needs to be done. You couldn't just, ignore it and just let it be. And this is what happened at the moment. And it's concerning because you kind of wonder, is this the kind of thing that our senior leadership in the armed forces at the political levels are dealing with a crisis in leadership? And obviously, it certainly doesn't allow any one of us to have a sense of confidence into their capacity and willingness to exercise not only the powers, but the responsibility that they each have.
The Prime Minister and his ministers prefer to move forward in the narrative now, promising to do better at reforming the culture of the military in this country with another review, this one done by former Justice Louise Arbour. Do you support that approach?
No, I don't. I mean, anybody who commits such a major errors wants to move forward, wants to have no accountability, wants to ensure, in fact, you can clean the slate clean and then allow them, in fact, to proceed. I think there are lessons to be learned. I don't think we can redo the past, but we certainly can learn from it, and we can certainly make sure there is accountability taking place. So if and when this occurs, not only with the CDS, but any other office holder of such a significant position, whether it be the head of the RCMP or CSIS or whatever, that there is in fact a process in place regardless of what political affiliation it is, and whoever happens to be subject of allegation, that action is taken and is taken in in a set way.
Right,
and at the moment,
but Justice Arbour, that's now apparently her mandate, is to look at an outside independent reporting process that the government did not put in place after Justice Deschamps' report 5 years ago. So, I mean, do you support the process to get us there, or do you think they're kicking the can down the road here?
No, I don't. I don't at all. Absolutely at all. There is sufficient knowledge and sufficient experience shared by our allies that provides us with an opportunity, in fact, to clean house and to make sure there is an external process put into place. I'm certainly alluding to the creation of Inspector General. We don't need another study to come up to that. What do we call it, an Inspector General or something else? It doesn't really matter. It's external and it's reporting to Parliament. Now, Madame Arbour will not look at the procedures used within PMO and PCO. Her task is to look at the Defense Department and to provide them with advice on an ongoing basis as to about the professional conduct and the sexual misconduct that is happening in the Defense Department. And most of the recommendations, if any, are going to be a repeat of what Madame Deschamps' excellent and comprehensive report was made in 2015. All the defense minister and the government is doing at the moment is trying to buy time and basically playing footsie with the Canadian public electorate and saying, trust us, maybe we don't forget, and maybe by the time the next election comes around, we will be able to turn the page. The 100,000 Canadian military who are currently serving in the forces expect better and more prudent leadership from both the military and the civilian leaders at what they're getting at the moment. Those of us who are retired, there's about 200,000 veterans, are deprived of the pride that we have into the military service that us and our fathers and grandfathers have done, and expect much better management and leadership from both, again, the civilian and the military leadership that we're currently having.
Okay. All right. Michel Drapeau, good to talk to you tonight. Thanks for taking the time. We'll talk again.
Thank you.